Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A man is waking up in the hospital after a Southeast resident cut him. What we are learning about what led up to that incident.
And we're going to take a look at some options for veterans experiencing financial issues in an effort to bring attention to suicide prevention awareness.
And looking out there with a live cam now, not too bad at 74 degrees. It was a nice weekend, but we are expecting for things to heat up again.
And a good morning, too. We hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday. It is September 18th.
Thanks for joining us and welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Good to see you.
How was your weekend?
It was good. The weather worked out, so pretty good.
Nice mornings, very warm afternoons, downright hot for some folks. Mike Osterhage, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, mid-90s yesterday, and so we're 5 above normal. Humidity was okay, so it was actually kind of pleasant yesterday morning, but that's what we can expect all week long. So we were talking about how last week, if you didn't get any rain, and not a lot of folks did this weekend, that's it for a while. So we're shutting off the faucet all the way through the rest of the week. A lot of clear skies. Going to be a good looking sunrise this morning. 1 or 2 clouds going to pop up here or there. Temperatures right now, we are at 76, mid 60s in the hill country and 75 down the road at Stinson. Look at some of these dew point temperatures. Measure moisture in the atmosphere. Yeah, get below 60, and that's what we love to see. And look at that. Nice and pleasant out in the hill country. 62 here in town, 61 Bulverde. That's not bad either. And there's just a hint more humidity. But these numbers are all pretty darn good. And with that, with the clear skies, that's allowing temperatures to drop down. Mold was on the high side yesterday. Ragweed was low, and it is a green CPS Energy Conservation Day. Of course, you can scan the QR code, find out more about that. Also, the atmosphere is going to be kind of stagnant, I guess the best way to put it. So there is an ozone action day in effect today. This morning, we are going to continue to drop down, maybe 1 or 2 clouds out there, 70, and then, yeah, big warm up. Again, 25 degrees throughout the course of the day, 95 for a high temperature, again, 5 above normal. Like I said, that's where we are going to stay. We do have a cool front way down the road, but we do have a cool front to talk about. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Can't wait to talk about it. Thank you, Mike. New this morning, a man's in the hospital after showing up to a house that he was not welcome at. Happened a little after 9 last night near the intersection of South New Braunfels and East South Cross on the southeast side. SAPD says a man in his 20s showed up to a house, and that's when the resident grabbed something in the yard and started attacking him. The suspect was cut and then taken to a hospital in stable condition. So far, the resident is not being charged. It's unclear if they knew each other before this incident.
And this month, we have been bringing front and center the critical issue of suicide prevention awareness among veterans. Today, we are continuing to do so with a particular focus on financial wellness.
Financial struggles can be a big factor in mental health, and as our Jonathan Cotto reports, help is out there right now for those who have served our nation.
Phil Krabby, a former Marine, served 3 deployments to Iraq.
So I was infantry, so I was kicking in doors and getting into firefights.
But he says that was the easy part.
We drove down this road and the vehicle in front of me exploded. And I lost 2 of my guys and my interpreter and 3 others that were severely injured in that.
He says what he saw and had to do on May 23, 2006 changed his life forever.
I didn't know how to deal with it, so I just compartmentalized it and shut it off.
Krabby says that led to years of alcohol and substance abuse. It was on November 30th, 2020 that Krabby was met head on with his depression.
My depression kept telling me, you can end this. And that particular day, I agreed with it.
With the help of the VA and the Wounded Warrior Project, Krabby says it was easy to get the help he needed, but his finances were just adding to his problems. Something that Dr. Aaron Fletcher says can make symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression worse in veterans.
It's hard for somebody to think, I should stop right now and probably seek some counseling.
She says 1 in 3 of the warriors they serve who are experiencing financial insecurity are also experiencing suicidal thoughts.
And we want to be the organization that can provide you with the support and the skills to move through that without ending your life.
All you need to do is you need to tell them that you're in crisis and you need help, and they'll be able to guide you to where you need to go.
Reporting front and center, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And if you'd like to see more of our front and center stories, you can just scan this QR code on your screen. It'll take you to our front and center page. That's on our website at KSAT.com. You can also find them on our KSAT YouTube channel.
20 military veterans in San Antonio got the trip of a lifetime this weekend to Washington, D.C. They visited the National Mall and saw the memorials dedicated to their service and sacrifice, all thanks to Honor Flight San Antonio. Honor Flight number 17 included veterans from 4 branches of the U.S. military. The vets ranged in age from 68 to 92, and they were welcomed back to the Alamo City last night.
It was absolutely wonderful. What we did this weekend is something that everybody in the United States should be required to do.
There are more than 120 Honor Flight hubs all over America that organize these once-in-a-lifetime trips.
And a big congratulations to the Central Catholic High School JROTC drill team. They earned top honors at the U.S. Army National Drill Championships, and the team was honored with a ring ceremony this weekend at the school, which is actually just right across the street from us here at KSAT. So congratulations again, guys.
Great job. One other news this morning, a new budget by City Council will soon support the San Antonio Police Department in increasing its forces.
Avery Everett shows us how line items in next year's budget could help the police department.
He's deceased.
A suspect shot and killed by SAPD.
He was armed with a knife.
It happened late Saturday night on the south side on Roosevelt Avenue, all after what police called an altercation.
The officer wound up having to use deadly force.
That's just one of the 4 confirmed shootings overnight that SAPD responded to. These shootings come in a month already marked with 5 SAPD officers shot in a span of 2 weeks. But with the passing of the City Council's spending plan this past week, more staff is budgeted for SAPD.
We need to increase the number of officers who need to help.
The budget allows for the San Antonio Police Department to add 105 police officers. It's the single largest increase to the department in more than 20 years.
But that's not the only budget item involving SAPD. During budget talks this summer, City Council really wanted to expand the city's mental health response. Now they're adding more money to achieve this around the clock.
Right now, we know when the peak times are, and we want to make sure we have people here for those peak times.
The budget allows for the San Antonio Community Outreach and Resiliency Effort, or SACORE, to work around the clock. They're the team made up of a trained police officer, SAFD paramedic, and a licensed mental health clinician to respond to mental health calls. Right now, they only work 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. But starting next summer, this program will have 3 teams with around-the-clock coverage for mental health.
We want to make sure we have people here for those peak times.
As for the mental health unit at SAPD, increasing its staffing is a top priority for the department.
We're a very large city, and unfortunately, we see a lot of mental health issues.
This budget becoming a support for SAPD.
We need more officers in the mental health unit. We do, and we will eventually get there.
But only one step in securing specialized response for San Antonio.
And while the department waits to expand its mental health unit, it says it is actively training all of its officers on mental health response. They say the problem is to train all those officers in the department. That will take 3 full years.
San Antonio doctors say the new coronavirus booster shots will be ready to go this week. This comes as San Antonio Metro Health reported more than 2,000 new cases as of today, although it's a drop from last week. The federal government approved the new COVID vaccine last week. The booster shot targets the new strain of the virus. Pharmacies in San Antonio and pop-up clinics will carry that new vaccine. 438, 74 degrees.
And she was an activist for Mexican Americans during a time of segregation. After the break, how Jovita Idar's legacy is being remembered.
Let's check on TransGuide. Heard from Stephen Cavazos a little earlier on our early morning conference call, and he mentioned there was some overnight construction in a few spots around the Alamo City, but that is to be expected coming out of a Sunday and into the Monday. We'll keep an eye on cameras, and then we'll talk to him coming up in our 5 o'clock hour.
Let's look out there with live cam starting in the 70s once again this morning. And yeah, we'll be heating up in the afternoons all this week, but looking forward already to the good news this weekend. We'll be checking in with Mike for all those details coming up. And welcome back. It's 4:42. Jovita Idar was an activist that fought for Mexican Americans during a time of segregation.
Decades later, she's set to be the first Tejana to be featured on U.S. currency.
Our Camelia Juarez tells us why her legacy in San Antonio is worth being remembered.
It's not every day you get to be related to somebody who's on American currency.
Daniel Lopez is a descendant of Jovita Idar. She was born in Laredo in 1885 and spent the second half of her life in San Antonio's west side.
These are stories we grew up with. We didn't learn about Jovita in school or in articles. We heard about her growing up in our family.
Lopez is hoping more people will learn Idar's legacy now that the U.S. Mint and the Smithsonian made her part of the American Women's Quarter program.
Who inspires change? Jovita Idar.
Making her the first Tejana featured on U.S. currency.
Idar was on the front lines of
She was a journalist, activist, and suffragist that advocated for the rights of Mexican Americans.
She encouraged women to be involved in public policy.
She talked about everything, the lynchings, the discrimination that was going on, the school segregation, the unfairness of the social structure of that time period. Very courageous for the time.
In the early 1900s, San Antonio was experiencing a tuberculosis endemic, and the city's west side wasn't part of the city's sanitation system, allowing diseases there to spread easier.
She worked at the Robert B. Greene Hospital, which was the charity hospital on the west side. They had a lot of tuberculosis patients there, so she was a translator, and she also taught classes in sanitation to try to help people stay healthy in those environments.
Idar wrote a newsletter about why women should vote and become educated.
Her famous quote is, "When you educate a woman, you educate a family."
This Mexican-American activist.
Lopez now hopes more people will dig into their own family history.
Just start asking questions, because you might find a Jovita in that history.
Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
444, 74 degrees.
Up next, we're going to take a look at GMA's first look with the latest controversy involving Russell Brand. And welcome back at 446. Comedian Russell Brand is denying allegations that he sexually assaulted several women between 2006 and 2013. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the allegations against Russell Brand.
But I feel like I'm being attacked.
The British comedian, famous for playing a rock star and forgetting Sarah Marshall.
My ex-boyfriend.
Oh, right. Hey, I'm Alder Snow.
I know who you are. Yeah, you're very, very famous.
And a villain in Despicable Me.
Can I drink this?
Do you want to explode? But now 5 women making allegations, 4 of them anonymously, during an in-depth collaborative documentary by multiple British media organizations accusing him of rape, sexual assault, and abuse. Brand posting a video online addressing the allegations.
As I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the very latest on this developing story. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
We have our first accident of the morning. I don't know if we see it on TransGuide yet, but we're looking for 10 at McCullough. On the other side of town, we have an accident working. 2 lanes blocked, westbound 410 at Parambital. Other than that, we have construction right now in a couple spots around town, and that's just about it for early on your Monday morning. Hey, Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, having little computer issues over there, so
yeah, we were watching.
Getting everything put together. Beautiful day yesterday, but still it was hot.
It still was.
At least we got a break in the humidity. It was nice in the morning. You know, you could actually kind of step outside, and it was like, oh. So, but the problem is we are going to be staying on the hot side all week long, and as far as any rain, nothing.
Not this week.
Yeah, take a look at this picture. This is absolutely fantastic. A few extra clouds out there over by Woodlawn Lake, but great way to end the weekend.
And Jet in the shot as a bonus.
At the very top.
Looks like he might be coming in for a landing, I think. Something like that. Anyway, yeah, gorgeous shot. Thank you very much for that one. And right now we are starting off with a lot of clear skies out there. We've got, we're going to have a good looking sunrise, and we've got temperatures that are still on the warm side. Normal low right now is down to 69 degrees, so we're still 7 above that. Mid 60s in the hill country and a lot of mid 70s around here. But with the clear skies and relatively dry air, we will continue to drop down, obviously up until the time when the sun just comes up. And so we'll continue to go down at least another 6 degrees here in town. Dew points, again, are on the lower side. We've got 50s out there in parts of the hill country, low 60s here. So you step outside, yes, it is pleasant. As a matter of fact, dew points here in town are down about 4 degrees compared to this time yesterday. And that's pretty much average all the way through 2, 3, 4 degrees all the way into the hill country. which is why you have those dew points down there in the 50s. We will drop down, like I said, to 70, and then plenty of sunshine all day long. It's going to warm up pretty quickly, already up to 86 degrees at noon, and then, yep, we hit the normal high temperature early afternoon and continue up from there. So we're going to be up to 95 later on today with plenty of sunshine, one or two of those clouds kind of hanging around here. Quick check of the tropics, and there is yet another hurricane that has developed out there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and just the name just escaped me, but we're already up to ends right now, and that though is going to continue to kind of take the same path that Lee took, although further to the east and staying out here in the middle of the Atlantic. It's just going to be working its way just about straight up to the north and not have any effect on the United States. Here's what's going on, and I got that front. Should have been a little bit later in this map, but we've got the high, which is kind of developing around here, or staying in place, I should say. And we've got this basically zonal pattern around here, almost straight west to east wind lines, which means nothing going on. Still going to watch that big low out there, kind of digging down into the Rockies and then work its way across the central portion of the United States. This is what is going to come by far enough to the east of us to not really do that much good as far as any rain is concerned, but this is the one that will then move through here, and on the back side of it pull a front through, and that's going to be early on Monday, late Sunday, early Monday. So we stay very hot, mid 90s, well above normal, even upper 90s around here all the way through the end of the week and the weekend. Then the front comes in here, like I said, late Sunday, early Monday, and that's going to then knock temperatures back down to just about normal and then some. So we're looking at some upper 80s for high temperatures, at least to start off next week.
That'll work.
Yeah, I don't think this is the big doozy of a front yet, but at least it's going to get the edge off here.
All right, baby steps.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
451, 74 degrees.
And up next, we're going to take a look at the box office after a jam-packed weekend.
A lot of numbers this morning. Let's begin with pick 3, 4, 5, 5, Fireball 8. Your daily 4 numbers, 7, 7, 4, 5, Fireball 9.
Looking at Cash 5, 1, 10, 17, 30, 32. Lotto Texas, 6, 12, 16, 25, 26, 34. And your Powerball numbers, 8, 11, 19, 24, 46. Powerball 5, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Barbie stayed in 5th place. The year's biggest hit added $4 million for a domestic total of $626 million. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 fell 1 spot to 4th place on ticket sales of $4.7 million. At number 3, The Equalizer 3, as the Denzel Washington action flick made $7.2 million.
Alicia Drake, find your voice.
A Haunting in Venice, Kenneth Branagh's 3rd outing as Detective Hercule Poirot, scared up $14.5 million to debut 2nd. The Nun 2 was just a bit scarier, summoning up $14.7 million to claim the top spot for a 2nd straight weekend. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And the time now, it's 4:56 and 74 degrees for now.
Alex Jones speaking out after it was made known that he hasn't paid defendants in the Sandy Hook case involving him. We'll take a look at what he said.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, over 3 million people end up in the emergency room each year due to a fall. And the cost of these injuries, they're going up. What you can do to make your home safer.
Okay, and again, the accident that we saw on the map this morning was westbound 410 at Perrin Beidel, and there it is on TransGuide. Stephen just walked into the studio. He's already pointing fingers. We'll find out what that means coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Dallas native and show host Alex Jones defending himself against those saying he still hasn't paid Sandy Hook families. We'll take a look at his comments in just a moment.
And some good news for people who are called to jury duty, how you can get a pay raise in the court.
Very warm week on tap, but Mike has a cold front in the extended forecast. We'll talk to him coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, September 18th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a nice weekend, especially yesterday was pretty nice considering, the weather warmed up a little bit.
That's right. The mornings have been pretty nice lately, Mike, and that trend continues this morning. We'll take 73 over about the 80s we seem to be locked into for months around here.
Well, think about it, not too long ago, and I don't mean to dwell on the past because we just want to forget about this summer, but we had temperatures, heat index readings even in the morning that were in some locations up around mid and upper 80s, because of all that humidity that was hanging around here. So this is really not that bad. 74 right now, and the dew point, that bottom number, 62. Again, that's pretty good out there with that lower humidity, and it was very pleasant yesterday. And as far as the aquifer, it did go up 1/10 of a foot, so some of that rain that we got Friday, Saturday did help out, obviously, with the aquifer. The allergens, molds on the high side. The updated count's going to be coming out later on this morning. Ragweed is, of course, low. Look at some of the temperatures around the area right now, and it is, pretty nice, even though we're still 5 degrees above normal. We will continue to drop down over the course of the next couple of hours around here. And so this morning we've got mostly clear, mostly sunny skies today. It is going to be hot, like we were talking about, mid-90s. Stay that way the rest of the week. As a matter of fact, by especially Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be getting hotter. We are going to be getting toward the upper 90s, which means, yes, of course, there will be some folks that are still going to be chalking up another triple digit. That's going to be the case through the weekend, mid-90s. Then late Sunday, early Monday, there is a cold front that's going to be moving on through here. This is not sweater weather, but it is going to knock temperatures at least back down to where they should be, and maybe even then some, with highs in the 80s, which will be very, very nice. And what don't you see on this graphic? Anything talking about rain either. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, I was going to say good morning, Stephen, but just looking at some of those TransGuide cameras, not very good out there.
Yeah, not a great way to start the week, right, Mike? As we get a look here at 410 at Austin Highway. This is that crash that Mark brought to you guys a little bit earlier. Talked to our friends at TransGuide. They were able to bring us this camera at Austin Highway, and you can see we at least have 2 lanes that are blocked at this hour. First responders are on the scene, and it does look like paramedics may also be out there as well. The shot's getting a little bit blurry right now, but one thing that we can make out is that it does now look like traffic's down to 1 lane out there if you are heading westbound along 410. Again, this is near Perrin Beidel Road, which is the area that TxDOT has reported that crash. We bring you to our map, and of course, as expected, we're going to see that buildup out there, especially if there is at least 1 lane of traffic getting through. I'm going to have to keep my eye on this throughout the morning, but make sure to keep your eyes on it as well if you have to travel through the area. Drive over here, 410 westbound at Fredericksburg Road. We do have another stalled vehicle that's been reported. Actually, it's the only stalled vehicle we have reported this early in the morning, but doesn't seem to be causing such an impact with traffic. Just a reminder, check those vehicles as your commute does get rolling. Wide look at the map, no other issues to report, but it was a very busy weekend. A lot of overnight construction was planned. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I do want to get back to this crash here at 410 at Austin Highway. No word yet on any injuries. As always, we hope everyone is okay, but we're going to watch this area closely. I'll have another update for you coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. Lawyers for former President Donald Trump are once again filing court papers to get a federal judge to recuse herself from the election interference case. Now, Trump's legal team previously argued that Judge Tanya Chutkan should step down. But in a new motion, the lawyers used Chutkan's own words against her. Trump's lawyers also argue that former president's political successes means the prosecution of him could be viewed as politically biased. Chutkan will ultimately make the decision whether she would recuse herself, and Trump's filings on the topic could be used in appeals later if he is convicted.
As of today, defendants in the Alex Jones Sandy Hook civil case still have not been paid, and now Jones is speaking out. Last year, he was ordered to pay $1.5 billion to the victims' families in the elementary school shooting. The case was over comments he made saying the mass shooting was staged. New documents show he spent more than $93,000 in July on things like housekeeping, food, entertainment, and payments to his own wife. He told his InfoWars audience if they didn't donate $1 million, he'd have to stop producing his show. Now he's denying any financial wrongdoing.
And speaking at InfoWars, the host has learned his fate for his involvement in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. So Owen Schroyer was sentenced to 60 days in prison. The judge said Schroyer played a role in amping up crowds. Court documents say Schroyer had a megaphone with him and led chants among the rioters. Schroyer pleaded guilty to 1 misdemeanor count of entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds.
Back here at home, big changes coming for Bexar County jurors, including a pay raise, plus a change in the exemption for senior citizens. If you're summoned, you will now receive a postcard instead of a letter. Bexar County says this is because of the cost. But where they save in letters, they're able to offer more money for jurors. Now jurors will get $20 instead of $6 for the first day, and then $58 for each day afterwards. Also, the minimum age exemption for seniors was raised from 70 to 75 years old.
And we are now less than a week away from the 10th annual Head for the Cure 5K and Walk. This is an event that is near to our hearts here at KSAT because it is held in honor of our late news director, Jim Boyle, who passed away after battling brain cancer. Now, the Head for the Cure 5K and Walk is this Saturday, September 23rd, and that race will begin at 8 a.m. at Providence Catholic School, which is actually located on North St. Mary Street, right across the street from KSAT. And right now, anyone who registers will get $5 off their registration fee by entering the promo code KSAT, and I used it last week, and it worked.
Fantastic. Jim Boyle, we miss you, my friend. Yes. 5:05, 73 degrees.
And after the break, we're going to take a look at some trending topics on KSAT.com.
Let's go back outside with live cam. Yes, a downright pleasant way to start the week. Starry night out there. Only 73 degrees at nearby San Antonio International Airport. Traffic's flowing there, but just a little further off in the distance is where that incident is. 410 at Paramvidal, and Stephen is tracking that for you.
Welcome back. It's 5:09. So the San Antonio Zoo's family-friendly Halloween party, Zoo Boo, returns this year. So starting today through October 31st, the whole family can enjoy free trick-or-treating as well as live music and costume parties. You can get your tickets right now on our website at KSAT.com.
Central San Antonio is hosting an open call for an artist to create a Spurs mural on the Houston Street Garage. The artist that submits the winning entry will receive $100,000. The plan is for the new mural to be completed by December 1st. The deadline for entry, 6 p.m. on September 29th. Submission information can be found on publicartist.org, and the winner will be announced on October 13th.
And Adam Sandler is announcing a San Antonio stop on his stand-up comedy tour. Sandler will be at the AT&T Center on December 7th. Tickets are already on sale, and fellow actor friends usually join him for these shows, but nobody has been announced yet.
5:10, 73 degrees.
And from TikTok shopping to new Apple software, we're going to tell you what's the latest news in tech. That's coming up next.
Some people just know there's a podcast about that. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
Big tea drinker?
Yeah.
There's a podcast about tea.
He knows, and he wants you to know too.
I was listening to a podcast on if dogs know their dogs.
There's a podcast about that?
Just like he'd want you to know about Allstate.
There's a podcast about fly fishing called Why Is That Person Doing That? It's called Terrific.
Are you listening to a podcast?
Yeah, it's about multitasking.
Some people just know there's a podcast about that. Those are the people who know you're in good hands with Allstate.
Once in a lifetime is never enough.
Never enough.
When I wear diamonds, I feel powerful. I feel on top of the world. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds for all. Pandora, lab-grown diamonds.
NFL Plus. I catch live, local, and primetime games on my phone. And I catch every touchdown every Sunday afternoon on NFL Red Zone.
Catch it all and start streaming NFL Plus today. Plans start at $6.99 a month.
Welcome back. 5:14. Apple's latest operating software is being released today with several new features for the iPhone. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is rolling out iOS 17 today, including a series of new features for iPhones. The new operating system includes a standby mode with information users can see from a distance when your iPhone is charging. And there's live voicemail that transcribes messages in real time. TikTok is looking to give its online marketplace a boost. According to Bloomberg, TikTok Shop will offer discounts for the holiday shopping season. The hope is that slashing prices up to 50% will spur competition with the likes of Amazon and Walmart. Finally, Meta is making Horizon Worlds more accessible. It's making the Super Rumble game available to a small number of mobile users through the Meta Quest app on Android and iOS devices. And if you want to play on a desktop, you can request access through Horizon's website. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
And once again, we say good morning to Stephen Cavazos.
Hey, this is the first time we're all back together after a good while.
More than 2 weeks.
Yeah, good energy out there. And you know what? Better news to report, too. That crash we had at 410 looks like it's cleared out from the TransGuide cameras.
That was quick.
That was quick. Yeah, let's get a quick look at that shot there that we have from TransGuide. This is a shot we've been showing you from Austin Highway, and you can see traffic's moving along great out there. We did at least have 2 lanes that were blocked at one point. Traffic was down just to 1 lane out there, so things looking a lot better for drivers that are hitting the roads and heading along 410 westbound, maybe out to the airport later this morning. So no delays there anymore, but we'll keep a close eye on it. Our map needs to update here, but again, we're not seeing any delays from the TransGuide cameras, so I expect that yellow to turn green pretty quickly. So as we give you a wide look at the map, that's really what we're going to see a lot of green on the screen. Great way to start the week, but keep this in mind. There was a lot of overnight construction, and that plan is expected to continue well into the week. I'm talking about right here along I-10 over on the east side of Bexar County. We have bridge work take place overnight, and this will continue all the way up until Friday, September 22nd. This begins at 9 in the evening and ends at 5 in the morning, alternating full closures of the main lanes in both directions at FM 1518. Pardon me. You can scan this QR code, takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. I've updated the list of closures on our website. There is a lot happening in and around the Alamo City, and one of the things I always think about is the heat, Mike, and those KSAT crews that are out there working to just improve the roadways. So just make sure you're hydrated always.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when you think about it, no, it's not up in the hundreds, but we're still in the mid 90s. And yeah, when you're outside, that's still pretty darn hot, especially in the direct sun. Right now, we are starting off at 74 here in town. We got some 60s in parts of the hill country, and this report coming in there from Helotes down to 58 degrees. I'm a little skeptical. It is that cool out there, but hey, you know, we'll take some of these numbers. Now, as far as dew point temperatures, those are down in the 50s and even low 60s around here. So it is quite comfortable when you step outside this morning. Obviously, a little bit more humidity around Stinson, around Seguin, New Braunfels, but you look at those numbers out in the hill country there. Bernie Stage at 57, Comfort 57 as well for a dew point temperature. Helotes coming in at 55. That's really, really pleasant anytime you get below 60 degrees. And as you can see, down along the coast, obviously we've got some warmer temperatures, and then down to the south and to the west, Cotulla at 78, and then also a lot more humidity down here along the coast. Most of that is going to be pretty much staying put, at least for today. Now, as we go into the rest of the week, we will have a bit more humidity in the mornings, and so that's going to hold temperatures up slightly more in the mornings, and then that will be dropping down. Satellite picture right now, obviously, there's nothing going on around here. Notice how the little bit of movement in the clouds was almost straight west to east, and that's that kind of zonal pattern that we're in. We've got that high, which is down there to the south of us, and it's finally kind of loosened its grip a little bit, but it hasn't gone away as of yet. And with this sort of straight west to east zonal pattern, you don't get anything to really go on around here. You don't get anything to change at all. And actually, we stay somewhat on the above normal side, which is going to be the case this week. All right, let's jump into September 24th, the next 6 to 10 days, and leaning toward maybe a little bit better odds of seeing some precipitation around here in that time period, but we still are, the trend being to lean on the warm side of things. And by the end of the month, we get down into the upper 80s for normal high temperatures, beg your pardon. And as far as precipitation going into the 1st of October, okay, 50 maybe normal precipitation at that time. But once again, still leaning toward the warm side of things going into the end of September. Now, again, that does not mean, you know, upper 90s anything, just leaning toward being above what would be your normal temperature, which is the upper 80s. Now, as far as the trend this week, we are going to be staying in the mid 90s all week long, nothing but sunshine around here, and then even getting into the upper 90s as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Then a front's going to be coming through by next late Sunday, early Monday. That'll at least knock us down to the upper 80s.
We just have to get through this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot week again. I mean, there's no getting around that one.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
520, 73 degrees.
And up next, big news for pop sensation Olivia Rodrigo, plus what's new to watch on Netflix.
Pick 3 numbers this morning, 455, Fireball 8. Daily 4 numbers, 7745, Fireball 9.
Cash 5, 1, 10, 17, 30, 32. Lotto Texas, 6, 12, 16, 25, 26, 34. And your Powerball numbers, 8, 11, 19, 24, 46, Powerball 5, Power Play 2. Good luck.
In entertainment news, a popular performer back at #1 in an upcoming movie is to receive a first-of-its-kind honor.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Olivia Rodrigo's sophomore album, Guts, has debuted atop the Billboard 200 with the singer-songwriter's best week yet. Her first album, Sour, also started out at #1 on the Billboard 200, making Rodrigo the first female artist since Ariana Grande nearly a decade ago to debut her first 2 albums atop that chart.
On August 28th, black, white, young, old, rich, working class, poor will descend on Washington, D.C.
And on November 27th, the Gotham Awards will honor Rustin, the man and the movie. The 33rd Gotham Awards ceremony will include its first icon and creator tribute, honoring Bayard Rustin, the activist and organizer of the 1968 March on Washington, and celebrating the new film that tells his story. Rustin, starring Coleman Domingo, debuts in select theaters November 3rd and on Netflix November 17th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And the time now is 5:24 and 73 degrees for now.
This morning, we're learning more about a potential government shutdown. We'll take a closer look coming up.
A 1-year-old is dead in New York after an opioid overdose at a daycare. What the daycare owner is being charged with.
And unemployment is up in San Antonio. We'll hear from Workforce Solutions Alamo CEO on what this means for the Alamo City.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, if you get injured, should you go to the ER or urgent care? What one doctor is saying about getting treated without hurting your wallet, too. Good Monday morning. Let's look out there with live cam. Not too bad. We're starting in the 70s again after a fairly nice weekend, but we're looking to have the heat once again for our work week.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, September 18th.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. Did y'all have a good weekend?
Yes. Yeah. Kind of relaxing. I mean,
it was.
Yeah, didn't really do much and kind of hunkered down. So
I love that football's back. You've got College Saturday and NFL all day yesterday, and 2 games on Monday Night Football tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Early game and a late game.
Is there one on ABC? And how's that, or ESPN or something?
Yeah, probably. Don't remember. I just remember there's 2 games.
It's hard to figure out where
it
they
makes
are
the week go
nowadays,
by faster too.
Yeah.
Yes,
you
it
have
does.
so much jam-packed stuff.
It's lost in overtime.
Sorry
sorry
about the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Step outside right now, and it is a very pleasant morning. Humidity's not bad. We've got these lower morning dew points. Yesterday it was very pleasant. This morning it is pleasant out there. It's going to be a great looking sunrise. Got a lot of clear skies as of right now, and temperature stands at 74 degrees. We were at 78 just an hour and a half ago. So with that drier air, with those clear skies, not much of a breeze out there. Technically, it would be considered kind of radiational cooling, where the dry air doesn't hold the heat in, that well, and so we will continue to drop down at least another 4 degrees over the course of the next few hours. Low 60s, parts of the hill country, a pair of 63s there, Kerrville as well as Comfort. 64 Bernie Stage and 72 right now there in Gonzales. Mold is high, ragweed is low. Of course, the updated count's going to be coming out in just a couple of hours around here. We do have an ozone action day in effect later on for the metropolitan area up I-35 in toward Austin. 86 degrees today at noon, 95 high temperature. The normal high is now at 90 degrees, so we're still 5 above that. That's where we were yesterday, so it is definitely going to be a toasty one. At least we won't have a bunch of humidity to deal with in the afternoon, but get used to this because that's the way it's going to be staying for the next at least week. Now there is a front way down the road. We'll talk about that. Don't grab a sweater yet, but at least we're going to be getting rid of some of these mid-90s. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, all right, we did have a big accident out there. You said that got cleared up, right?
It cleared up, and Mike, we're back to normal out there. I mean, at least for right now. We have a few folks that are waking up with us and getting their commute rolling, but check out 35 at Space Center. It's still pretty quiet for the most drivers that are out there that are heading the roads and getting an early start to their day. 35, the upper and lower levels, not too bad, but we're going to see traffic pick up there on the TransGuide cameras in probably the next hour or so. And right behind me, we can expect some quiet roadways, at least for now. So if you are one of those early risers, enjoy the drive wherever your destination may lead you. But taking your look at your travel times, if you are heading into the Alamo City, let's say if you're heading in from Seguin, it's still in the green, 29 minutes at this hour along I-10 westbound. 33 minutes along 87 northbound. If you're heading in from Livonia, that's the usual drive time. And for our friends down in Floresville, should be about a 29-minute commute to get here to the Alamo City. But back here on TransGuide, we're back to a smooth commute. You can see 410 at Starcrest. East and westbound lanes are not too crowded with vehicles, but we'll keep a close eye on things, and more construction's on the way. I'll tell you where coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Stephen, thank you. A potential government shutdown is getting closer by the minute.
Some progress was made over the weekend. A group of House Republicans have come to terms on a short-term funding bill.
CNN's John Lawrence reports saying nothing is set in stone and the clock is still ticking.
There's less than 2 weeks for Capitol Hill to try and prevent the government from going broke and be forced to close its doors.
I do hope that we can avoid a government shutdown. In 2013, when Republicans shut down the government back then, it was very, very costly to millions of Americans.
6 Republican members of the House, 3 from the House Freedom Caucus, and 3 with the Main Street Caucus, closed a deal Sunday on a short-term spending plan they hope will prevent a shutdown. But will the rest of the GOP conference give it the nod?
We will do that this week. I gave them an opportunity this weekend to try to work through this, and we'll bring it to the floor, win or lose, and show the American public who's for the Department of Defense.
Republican sources close to the matter say the agreement has a 31-day continuing resolution that comes with a GOP-approved border security package. But some House conservatives are already giving the idea a thumbs down.
I strongly support their effort to stand firm and demand the kind of budget cuts necessary to make a small down payment on fiscal responsibility and reform.
In the meantime, the deadline is inching closer.
The House Republican Civil War is hurting hard-working American taxpayers and limiting our ability to be able to solve problems on their behalf.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And if House Republicans approve the bill, it will likely be squashed by the Democratic-led Senate, which means Congress wouldn't be closer to preventing a potential shutdown.
The owner of a daycare center in New York City is facing charges in connection to a suspected opioid exposure that killed a 1-year-old and critically injured a 2-year-old. Police were called to the daycare Friday afternoon, and that's when officers found 3 toddlers unconscious in the building. Paramedics took the children to a hospital, and they received Narcan, but the 1-year-old did not survive. Investigators say the owner faces 11 charges that includes murder, manslaughter, and endangering the welfare of a child. Investigators suspect the children were exposed to fentanyl at the daycare center.
And it is illegal right now, but a party drug could soon get FDA approval for patients with PTSD. MDMA, also known as ecstasy or Molly, has proven effective in reducing symptoms of PTSD, but only when combined with talk therapy. That's according to a study published in Nature magazine. MDMA-assisted therapy was granted in what's called breakthrough status by the FDA in 2017. That status allows the development of promising experimental drugs to be fast-tracked. Now, the company behind the prescription version of the psychedelic is trying to convince regulators to officially legalize it.
Pain at the gas pump isn't going anywhere, so the White House has decided not to intervene as gas prices continue to rise these days. Senior aides met several times this last week to discuss policy options before deciding against any action. But officials say the Biden administration will continue to watch trends to see if prices come down now that the peak summer travel season is over. Experts predict prices will continue to rise in the fourth quarter.
President Joe Biden plans to meet with Ukrainian President Zelensky tomorrow. Now, officials familiar with the plan say the meeting will take place around the United Nations General Assembly meetings, either in New York or the White House. Biden and Zelensky are both scheduled to speak to senators on Thursday. Zelensky is said to be looking for more support for Ukraine as it continues to wage a counteroffensive against Russia.
Back here at home, Workforce Solutions Alamo says the unemployment rate here is up at 4.3%, but there are some upsides. The Alamo City is doing a bit better than the Texas unemployment rate, which sits at 4.5%. Workforce Solutions says the growing number of people entering the labor force affects the unemployment rate as they wait to get jobs. September is also Workforce Development Month, so let's hear from Max Massey, who spoke with the CEO of Workforce Solutions Alamo.
Adrian Lopez joined us, and we talked about a lot. We talked about the latest unemployment numbers here in San Antonio and around our cities. And we talked about how it compared not only to other major cities, but really the national outlook. Of course, September is Workforce Development Month. So we talked about why workforce development is so important, not only locally, but around our country. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Workforce is extremely key to the local economy, right, and to the national economy. If you look at, one of the headlines today, what's happening with the auto workers strike, with the big three, automakers here in the U.S., that really sort of highlights the importance of a balance between sort of what happens with economic development, business development, and workforce, right? Those things to actually churn together or to work well together, continues to churn the economy, right? It produces new jobs, definitely has, an impact on the overall sort of economy.
Now, these are just a couple of the topics that we discussed. You can check out the full interview right now. Just head to the Leading Essay section of KSAT.com. We have a Leading Essay every Sunday at 8 a.m. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
An attempt to run from the law has ended in a Southside neighborhood for one driver, but the search continues for a passenger from that. Our Katrina Weber is live on a street called East Amber Place. That's not far from Loop 410 in Morrison. Katrina, we understand although they haven't found the passenger, sheriff's deputies did make a surprising discovery.
That's right. They say they found a whole load of weapons and other items inside what turned out to be a stolen car. Now, that car right down the street here, police and sheriff's deputies have just finished processing it. This actually started with a chase in far west Bexar County, ended here in the Southside neighborhood. Let me give you a look at the video so you can see just how many officers were involved. SAPD assisted with the helicopter with their canine units and also officers on the ground as they searched this neighborhood. This is where the chase came to an end some 15 minutes after it started. They say that they caught the driver right away, but a passenger in the car did bail out and run down the alley here. So that has been the focus of the search. Again, they had a dog out here earlier, searched the area, but still have not found that female passenger who ran from the car. They do have the driver in custody, and deputies tell me that they suspect that this pair was actually breaking into cars when they decided to run from the deputies, and they say that is proof. What is proof of that, they say, is the load that they did find inside the car. Again, they say they found about 6 or 7 weapons as well as some IDs that belonged to other people that were inside this car. So a lot of charges expected for the driver, and the search does continue for the passenger from that car. Reporting live on the South Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. 538, 73 degrees.
And while it might not feel like fall quite yet, it's never too early to start planting your perfect fall garden. That's up next in today's Gardening with KSAT.
Outside with Live Cam, 73 degrees to start our Monday morning. Thanks for starting your day and your work week with us. There's a cold front in Mike's extended forecast. It's not the cold front, but it's definitely worth talking about, and that's coming up. 5:42, time to get your fall vegetables in the ground now before San Antonio deals with its first freeze.
In today's Gardening with KSAT, a Texas AgriLife Master Gardener shows KSAT Sarah Costa how to plant your fall tomatoes and broccoli.
Even though we are just barely getting done with these triple-digit temps,
It's almost mid-September, and we need to get our fall vegetables in the ground ASAP. So I've brought in David Rodriguez, a horticulturist and master gardener with Texas AgriLife Bexar County, to plant fall tomatoes and broccoli in the KSAT garden. So our bed has plenty of compost, and to get these babies growing, David is adding some time-release organic fertilizer.
Now we have enough nutrition to run this race to the end.
It's hard to believe now, but our first average freeze in San Antonio comes around November 30th. It's why David says not to plant these from seed or seedlings. You want to put in bigger transplants. We chose a celebrity variety that produces a medium-sized tomato and a smaller variety, Ruby Crush.
A lot of your local nurseries still have a few plants, so people that are waited late can go ahead and take advantage. But the bigger plants is the key.
Dig your hole as deep as your root ball.
So we want to lightly examine the roots, see how they're a little bit tight. So just lightly loosen them up.
And once in, take off about 2 inches of leaves at the bottom.
If any of these leaves are kind of touching the ground, to minimize potential diseases that are uptaken by the leaves, kind of skirt them up a little bit.
It's not necessary, but it helps. David says to use a 3 to 5 foot cage to avoid a tomato takeover, and it makes it easier come harvest time.
So when it grows and gets bigger, the weight of the fruit, the weight of the plant, the cage will keep it inside.
Next, we planted broccoli. Again, a larger transplant, preparing the hole and roots the same. David says the key is to pick them when the little tree heads come out and are still tight.
It's because you'll see a nice head that's 6 to 8 inches tall, very tight, and it's the primordial flower before it opens up. The flowers are yellow, but we want to catch it when it's tight.
David says we should be ready to harvest these tomatoes hopefully in 60 days, maybe even sooner, with this smaller variety, Ruby Crush, and the broccoli should be ready by Thanksgiving if you plant within the next week or two.
Hopefully we can make some caprese salad and broccoli casserole for the newsroom come Thanksgiving. Happy gardening.
Happy gardening, Sarah Costa. Thank you. 545, 73 degrees.
And as we head to break, if you're just now joining us, we want to remind everyone watching that we are now less than a week away from the 10th annual Head for the Cure 5K and Walk happening this Saturday. Registration is open, so you can head over to our website at KSAT.com. You can sign up there and use the code KSAT for $5 off your registration. We'll be right back with a check on traffic and weather.
Monday morning time check, 5:48.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos from here. Things look okay, Stephen.
Yeah, they look pretty good, I think, for a Monday morning. Can't complain. Really, a lot of folks are waking up and getting the commute rolling, but they're not going to encounter too many issues out there. 281 at St. Mary's, you can see traffic in the north and southbound lanes is moving, but we're going to see a little bit more of that traffic pick up in the next few minutes. And if you are a regular driver this early in the morning, it's always expected. But just always plan your commute ahead of time. While the roads are showing a pretty quiet commute, we still have a lot of road work taking place this week. Over off Loop 410 on the west side of San Antonio, we have road work. Nothing specific according to TxDOT. Right now, it's just being labeled as road work, but this will take place tomorrow, and that looks to be the only day that we're going to see that closure out there, the single northbound main lane closure from Old Pearsall Road to Medina Base Road. But this is overnight, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. So just make sure to know what to expect before you hit the roads. Just head over to ksat.com/traffic. There's a whole lot happening in and around our area, but let's get it back on TransGuide. Things, again, moving along just fine for the most part, and as folks are waking up, they're not really going to encounter too many problems, but there were some overnight construction spots. Crews have already cleared out, and it looks like we are in the clear as we drive off into the 6 a.m. hour. Fingers crossed. This is where really things start to shift out on the roadways.
Yeah.
They usually do. Thank you, Stephen.
The good news.
We'll enjoy
it
while we can.
Yes, we will.
All right, coming up in a little less than 4 weeks is the annular eclipse of the sun. Of course, a lot of people are thinking to next April when we have that total eclipse. Right. This is basically the same thing, except the moon is in a little bit different position. So it's a tiny bit smaller, and that's why you're going to be seeing that perfect ring around the sun. So it is 26 days. It's going to be on Saturday, October the 14th, and we are right in the main path there of, would say totality, but again, there's going to be that ring. It's just because the moon is at its farthest point in its orbit, so relative to the sun. It's a little bit smaller than that. And yeah, it's going to be just a fascinating event. And then, of course, coming up in April, we will have that total eclipse because the moon is going to be at its closest point in its orbit. So it'll cover completely the sun. One thing that you must do, you have to get glasses. You have to get solar eclipse glasses. You can't wear sunglasses, anything like that, because even though it is going to be blocking the majority of the sun, as it's getting into the eclipse phase and getting out of that, it can damage your eyes. So you must have that. And the moon moves, obviously, as we were talking about, in front of the sun. It can only happen when the moon is in a solar eclipse, only happens when the moon is in its new phase, when we wouldn't see a moon out there. So again, that's coming up. We're going to have a lot more information as that approaches. And again, that's going to be on Saturday, October the 14th. All right, blazing, beautiful sunset there in Floresville over the weekend. That was absolutely gorgeous. And the sunrise today is going to be pretty darn nice as well. Traffic over there, 410, is moving along nicely. Low 60s in the hill country. Pleasant morning. Dare I say a light little sweatshirt, perhaps, for some folks out there. 74 here in town. Will continue to drop down a few more degrees with these dew points that are actually on the lower side. 60 is always that threshold number. You want to be below that, and that's obviously the case out there in the hill country. So it's really nice when you step outside out there in the hill country. We're going to make it up to 86 today at noon. 95 high temperature. So yeah, we are going to be 5 degrees above normal. Humidity is not going to be a huge issue at all, but I mean, you're still going to be on the hot side of things, and that trend is definitely going to continue. Around the country, obviously, a lot going on off in the East Coast, off to the west of us, but this is basically, everything's moving along almost straight west to east as of right now. We had that trough up there in the Great Lakes that was trying to push some of the disturbances in here, but now things sweep along straight west to east, which means you don't get anything as far as any rain, unfortunately, and temperatures stay very consistent, and in this case, consistently 5 degrees on average above normal. Got another big low developing out there to the west of us, and this one now is going to dip far enough to the south, pull a front with it, and that front's going to be moving through. Some computer models are a little in disagreement on the timing of it, but it's going to be on Sunday, late Sunday, I'm going with, into early Monday. So until then, still going to be hot all the way through Sunday. Hot and sunny, mid and even some upper 90s around here, especially Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll be at 95 on Sunday. There's some that want to try and scare up a stray shower here when that thing slides through. I kind of doubt it. Looks like it's going to be too dry for that, but at least that front's going to knock temperatures down into the upper 80s, where we should be for high temperatures by Monday.
We'd love to be in the 80s.
Yes, so wait a week. It's like a fish story. Should have been here last week. Wait till next week, so it's going to be better.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll wait. 5:53, 73 degrees.
Look at your winning lotto numbers. We have pick 3, 4, 5, 5, Fireball 8. Daily 4, 7, 7, 4, 5, Fireball 9.
Cash 5 numbers 1, 10, 17, 30, 32. Lotto Texas 6, 12, 16, 25, 26, 34. And Powerball 8, 11, 19, 24, 46. Powerball 5, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we are following the latest developments on that breaking news with 5 U.S. prisoners that are being held in Iran set to be freed. This morning, a top U.S. official is going to join us live on the deal to bring the Americans home. Also, why some Social Security recipients are now getting surprise letters. They are being asked in those letters to pay back some money. And show me the money. We're going to show you how to find out if you are owed any of the billions of dollars in unclaimed cash across the country. That and so much more right here on GMA.
Ahead in our next hour, GMSA, help on the way for San Antonio Police with the city's new budget, how that could affect their response to mental health emergencies. And later, after a deadly weekend, community leaders trying to end violence with a new prevention plan that's going to city leaders. And up next, over 3 million people end up in the emergency room each year due to a fall. What you can do to make your home a little bit safer. Checking Trends Guide. We've had a few incidents this morning as we wait for the sun to come up, but the roads are dry. It's 73 degrees out there. It's going to be a great commute so far. Things could change in our 6 o'clock hour, and we'll talk to Stephen coming up at the top of the hour. Stick around.
And right now on GMSA, authorities in Wilson County, south of San Antonio, are searching for this man, how that search unfolded on Sunday, and what we've learned about the suspect. Plus,
I'm ABC's Justin Finch in Washington following day 4 of the auto workers strike and the new short-term layoffs announced for non-striking workers. That story ahead.
And Cowboys fans waking up to another victory Monday. How the defense stole the show again, this time in front of a home crowd.
And rise and shine. It is Monday morning, 6 a.m. And right now we're in the 70s, so it's pretty pleasant outside compared to a warmer afternoon that we will face later on.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Monday, September 18th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us, and welcome back, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Feeling much better and loving that temperature right now.
I know you came back on a good day, and did you have a good weekend as well?
I did. How about you?
Good. The weather worked out, especially yesterday.
It did, but it did get hot in the afternoons, and Mike says that's kind of a foreshadowing for what we could see for the rest of the week.
Yeah, and hopefully you're one of the lucky ones that got some rain Friday and maybe early on Saturday, because now that's it. For a long time, yeah. Back to the Cowboys. I was just flipping around a little bit, saw a little bit of that. Boy, yeah, their defense and a couple of those plays. It
Two
was
words, Micah Parsons.
I mean,
he's
man,
a
they were
beast.
just on yesterday. Anyway, my Lions lost in OT. Oh.
You okay, buddy? You're still a good team this year.
All right, we've got lots of clear skies out there as of right now. Temperature, 73 degrees, very nice. We're still 4 above normal, but that's pleasant. And we got 10 degrees lower in parts of the hill country, 64 Kerrville, 63 in Comfort, and then low 70s all around the metropolitan area. And this is what really makes the difference. Now, there is still an okay amount of humidity, say New Braunfels, Stinson, Pleasanton, but here in town at the airport, 62 for Dew Point, that's not bad at all. And then you get in the 50s out there in the hill country, and that's really nice and pleasant out there. So you'll continue to drop down with temperatures and then warm up. Now, we do have a lot of mold, and the updated count, of course, comes out in just about, say, an hour and a half or so. Ragweed is on the low side. Ozone Action Day around the metropolitan area, kind of a stagnant atmosphere is the best way to put it. 86 today at noon, 95 for a high temperature. So we will drop down a few more degrees this morning, and then we gain 25 throughout the course of the day. And we're going to be 5 degrees above normal. But as we go on into the rest of the week, we're going to be averaging anywhere from 5, 7, 8, almost 9 degrees above normal for high temperatures. When will that end? When will we see any rain around here? Two big questions. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's the very latest?
It's been a smooth morning, Mike. Now that we've entered the 6 a.m. hour, drivers who are waking up and getting the day started with us won't have too much to worry about, but we can expect to see a little bit more traffic. And as again, that's always expected for anyone that is waking up and hitting the roads. 410 at Ray Ellison. It is still a pretty quiet morning for drivers in that area. And 410 at Starcrest, picking up just a hair there. So you can really see just a little bit more of that traffic, but not a lot of problems. We did at least have one crash that was reported, but that was in the 5 a.m. hour, and that's already cleared out at 410 years of Perrin Vital. And our map is pretty much showing a quiet start again for the most of commuters out there. If your plans are going to take you right here into the Alamo City, well, that journey from Bernie along I-10 eastbound should be about 23 minutes, at least at this hour. And right now, no need to hurry if you are traveling in from Bulverde on 281 southbound. It's a 25-minute commute and not too awful from New Braunfels, 24 minutes along 35 southbound. So just be on the lookout if you are heading into town. We're not seeing any big delays, and back here on these TransGuide cameras, no other issues are being reported, at least just yet, but I'll keep a close eye on things, and I'll have another update for you coming up a little bit later on in the next few minutes. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. To a developing story, Wilson County deputies need your help finding a man they say escaped arrest on Sunday. The man you see here, Robert Atkins, ran from deputies when they tried to arrest him inside an RV. He's wanted on burglary and theft charges. Texas DPS and Lavernia police are insisting in the search. Wilson County deputies ask everyone in the area to secure the property and remain vigilant. If you see Atkins or you know where he is, you can call the Wilson County Sheriff's Office at 830-393-2535.
Now to an active silver alert. Have you seen this man? Well, police in Brownsville say 88-year-old Francisco Duran vanished on Saturday night. Now he's about 5'10", has gray hair and brown eyes, and he does have a medical condition. He was last seen wearing a blue flannel shirt with blue jeans. He was also driving a black Mitsubishi Outlander with a license plate SRD 9344. If you know where he is, You were asked to call the Brownsville Police Department. That number is on your screen, and that is 956-548-7014.
80 morning headlines. The U.S. military is searching for the wreckage of a U.S. Marine Corps F-35 jet that crashed near Charleston, South Carolina. The jet, similar to the one on your screen, went down Sunday afternoon. That pilot ejected safely, and first responders took the pilot to a medical facility for treatment. No word yet on what caused that military jet to crash.
The United Auto Workers Union's historic strike against Detroit's big three auto companies continues after both sides failed to reach labor agreements this weekend.
However, as ABC's Justin Finch reports, the strike is now threatening the jobs of workers who are not striking.
This morning, nearly 13,000 auto workers are returning to the picket line. The United Auto Workers Union pressing ahead with this first ever simultaneous strike against Detroit's big three automakers.
We're prepared to do whatever we have to do, so the membership is ready.
The UAW says it held negotiations with General Motors and Ford over the weekend, reporting reasonably productive conversations with Ford. Chrysler and Jeep parent company Stellantis says it's raised its hourly wage offer by nearly 21%. But still not enough for the UAW, which is demanding that the big three revive worker pensions, better retiree benefits, cost of living adjustments, and a 40% pay increase.
They can barely make it. They deserve a living wage, and they need to be brought up to what we make.
The automakers call the union's demands too costly as it takes on the added expense of building electric vehicles. The strike spurring reaction from Republicans and Democrats.
I'm somebody that believes in free enterprise. I think those are decisions that can be made by shareholders in creating pressure.
If you work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to provide a comfortable living for yourself, for your family.
Now, at least two automakers announcing temporary layoffs for non-striking workers, some 2,000 at GM and some 600 at Ford. UAW President Fain is slamming those auto worker cuts, saying the companies don't have to lay off a single employee, could double every worker's pay, not raise auto prices, and still make billions. The auto company CEOs not publicly responding. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys hosted the New York Jets Sunday in their home opener at AT&T Stadium. Dallas dominated the game early, led 18-7 at the half. Third quarter, Jets give the ball running back Dalvin Cook. He meets Micah Parsons up close and personal. Micah strips the ball, runs it back the other way, thinking it was a touchdown, but he was ruled down. So Dallas gets the ball. Jets would hold the boys to a field goal, score at 24-10 after 3. Fourth quarter now, Jaron Kearse picks off Zach Wilson, Dallas gets a statement win. They win 30-10. They're now 2-0. They'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals Sunday at 3:25 out in the desert. Out in Houston, Texans had their home opener at NRG Stadium. They faced the Indianapolis Colts and quarterback Anthony Richardson, the fourth overall pick, went right to work, dancing in the open field, getting in for his second rushing touchdown of the day, making it 14-0 Indy. C.J. Stroud would answer with Nico Collins for the 8-yard touchdown. That's Stroud's first TD of his NFL career. Richardson would leave the game with a concussion in the second quarter, but the Colts would get the win. So Texans fall to 0-2 on the young season. Stroud finished with 384 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Next week, the Texans will be in Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars Sunday at high noon.
And the time now, 6:09 and 73 degrees for now. Still to come, TikTok is offering online discounts for their stuff before the holidays. How you can cash in and win, that's coming up before 6:30.
Plus, over 3 million people end up in the emergency room each year due to falls, and the cost of these injuries is going up. After the break, what you can do to make your home safer. And rise and shine. Now we're at 6:09 Monday morning and starting in the 70s, so not too bad when you open that door, but later this afternoon things will heat up again. We'll be checking in with Mike to see when we will get a little bit more relief. We'll be right back.